getting a backstory and sort of like any pearls of wisdom, you know, because everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, you've been a Christian for a long time.
Long time, yeah. Made a few mistakes on the road, but still going. Still believe that God's able to keep us on the straight and narrow if we put our trust in Him. Come back to Him when we've fallen.
You were saying you was into some like dodgy.
Well, before I became a Christian, I was a bit mixed up in spurious things, occult, horoscopes, that kind of thing, and sitting cross-legged and praying to different things.
I mean, that's big,
all the rest of it.
That's big. If you walk through town centres, you see lots of shops selling spells and crystals.
Yeah, absolute nonsense. But I got saved outside of a church. I was on holiday and had a weird experience of not being taking drugs or drinking, and I had an out-of-body experience where I just couldn't, my body froze, black dots came into my eyes, but I was completely reasoning, and I saw myself lift off out of my body, and the only prayer I knew at that time was the Lord's Prayer, and so I said the Lord's Prayer, and when I got to deliver me from evil, I floated back into my body, came to, and thought my world was shattered because I was reasoning. It sounds crazy, but I was thinking at the time, I was only about 18 or 19 at the time, and I was thinking, I can't be dying, what will my mum say? Which is a ridiculous thing to say, but that's just how it was. But it freaked me out. I got rid of all the occult magazines, all the horoscopes, all the Leo motives and belts and all that rubbish. I was on holiday at the time. And as I'm coming off that holiday, God led me to a book.
What's your thoughts on Christians who judge people, and how as a Christian, can you live your journey without judging others?
Judging, I think primarily we examine ourselves first to see whether we're in the faith or not. If we start judging, hey, we're all sinners, and so God's come to set people free, come to put them on the right path. I don't think it's. I think we can judge people in the sense that if somebody is deliberately not living right but claiming to be a Christian, ministering, then there is sometimes a need for that kind of thing.
So like rooting out the evil within the family.
Within. I mean, Paul named names of people who are actually damaging God's work. In his age, and I think we have got to be we've got to be wise in the way we do that, and also not every one of us are called to that kind of ministry. I think most Christians are called to live a decent, Holy Spirit filled, sanctified life, holy, to put things right when they know when they've been off. I've been off. I've messed up in my Christian life and not been a very good witness at times. But there's always a way back.
So it's not about judging the non-Christian or the person.
Absolutely not. I mean,
following different faiths from.
I mean, I would say that my view based on the Bible is that there's only one way to the Father, which is Jesus Christ. I am the way, the truth, and life. No man comes to the Father but by me.
There's other faiths that that speak about Jesus, but in a very different light.
There are other faiths that claim to have a relationship with Christ, but I think we've got to recognise that Christ is Lord of Lords, King of Kings, and He's the only way to the Father. So, from that sense, I would always want to try and steer somebody from any false religion that claims to get people to God when it don't. Yeah.
One last question.
Yep.
The world's in a mess right now.
Yep.
There's riots, fires, battles, from the US to the UK to France to Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
What's that a sign of to you?
Well, it's to me that it's a sign that Jesus coming back is wrapping things up. People are at the point where they're beginning to choose. They choose light or darkness. The one thing that I'm conscious of is that there's a lot of untruth out there now. There's AI and everything seems fake. But there is one thing that we can always trust on, which is the Bible. I am the way, the truth, and life. No man comes to the Father but by me. It's the big, we don't know how long we've got left, but if we're a true Christian, what we will do is make sure we've got oil in his lamps. We'll make sure we've got our robes washed in the blood of the Lamb, and that's stain and wrinkle, because he's coming for a spotless bride, a spotless church.
Lovely job. Listen,
okay.
It's lovely. Thanks for your time.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice chatting with you.
Okay, mate.